This is Nina Reeves' apartment building. Look at the time and date.
And I drew a shot.
That is the exact same time that Nina said that she was with Willow. She claims to have been with Willow, and here we see her. We see Nina, and she's alone.
Willow's alibi just evaporated.
On the next General Hospital.
Why are you going after Michael and the press?
If you can make that happen, I will make sure that Curtis stays out of prison.
My grandmother brought Ronnie into our lives at just the right moment.
I know what you're doing is a scam.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Ace here. And welcome to Soul Caps, y'all. Last video of the day for y'all, man. And let's talk about Anna and Dante discussing Willow as Drew's potential shooter. So, apparently, they didn't really find anything at the Quartermaine mansion. And I knew that was going to happen. And they kind of knew it was going to happen because they was discussing it yesterday. And it was basically saying, oh, damn, Jason's there. He know how to clean up the crime scene and all this other stuff. And then the speculation was out there that maybe Michael moved the gun or whatever and put it in Liz's house, all this other stuff. So here's the interesting thing about all of this stuff, right? So, the crazy thing about this situation is now they're going to have to kind of pivot a little bit. And what have I been saying on this channel, like, the last few days? Because I've been like, okay, they're putting all this attention on the Quartermaines and Michael because ballistics supposedly said that Edward's gun was used in the shooting and all that stuff. And I've been coming up with the conclusion, I don't think that gun was used in the shooting. I think that was a plant gun. I think the real gun is still with the actual shooter, or they know where it is. You know, rather they hid it somewhere or whatever. Now, when it comes to the way their investigation is going, they should have been keeping an eye on all the suspects. They should have, I feel like they wasted crucial time just focusing in on the Quartermaines. I understand why they did that, because like I said, they had the gun, Edward's gun as the evidence, so of course you're going to look at the Quartermaines, and you got Michael as the top suspect. But you should have never pivoted fully away from everyone else that was on that damn board, or people that y'all haven't even, I don't even think y'all have discussed people further than the people that y'all got on the board. You know what I'm saying? Because this could be a little bit of anyone, right? So Dante's in there talking with Anna, and later in the episode, Anna found something on her Nina's security cam in her building. They noticed on the night of the shooting, around the same exact time that the shooting took place, Nina was in her building, but wasn't with somebody. Willow, right? So she wasn't with Willow. Now, let's talk about this. What does this do for the case? So now they started, Anna started talking to Dante and asked questions. Well, what do we think of Willow as a suspect? And they started thinking about the motive and what maybe drove her to this and losing the kids and all of that stuff, right? And so they're now probably starting to zero in on Willow as the suspect, probably more than Michael now. They're probably going to want to bring her in for questioning and all this stuff, and see what she got, and probably even search Liz's place. Which makes sense with yesterday's episode, when some people in the GH community was speculating when Carly and Michael came over there, did they come over there for other reasons? To plant a gun or whatever? the real gun that was used or Edward's gun. Like, what did they do? You know, for real. Because remember, Michael was looking over here weird, and then Cartley, like, that was a suspicious visit, and she was asking questions like she really wanted to know what Liz knew up until this point. Carly was really trying to avoid Willow, but was she really trying to avoid Willow? You know what I'm saying? Maybe she wanted to see Willow. Who knows what her real reason for coming over there was. Now, remember, Scout also lives there. So there's something to that as well. And this is why a lot of us are starting to, you know, we've got Scout on a suspect list. And I'm very surprised with the Scout thing, because when I mentioned that the first time when I made that Drew video way back in, what was that, around late August, or around Labor Day weekend? So right before the shooting. When I made that video, I was like, you know, ain't nobody going to take me seriously on thinking Scout did this, or even speculate. But I've been seeing people in the GH community coming up with Scout's name. I don't know if it's because, you know, maybe some people been watching my video, they just started spreading the word that it could be Scout, or they maybe put two and two together that Scout's pissed off. You know, she a traumatized little girl who lost her mother, and she's been separated from her family. Look how happy Scout was when she came over there to visit Monica before her first day of school this year. Right before Monica died. Look how happy she was. She was desperate. She left the camp twice to go over to the Quartermaine mansion. Like, crazy stuff. But when it comes to Willow, let's get back to this Nina and Willow thing, because what this does, so what does this do? Does this really profoundly place Willow in a situation where she could be blamed for the shooting? It sort of does, but at the same time, I think what it really does, I think it just really confirms that Nina did not shoot Drew. Because up until this point, the only two people in town that you could take away from this was Kai and Trina. We know they didn't pull the trigger, because they were in the other room. We know they didn't pull the trigger. So, Nina, there's proof of where she was at during the shooting. Now, this also means that Willow can no longer use, and they said this in the show too, Willow could no longer use Nina as an alibi. And this is why I knew this shit was going to come back to haunt Willow when she didn't want to get help from Britt. It wasn't like Britt was going to help her on this, but she was going to steer her in the right direction. See, I knew that blockhead, that hard-headed ass Willow, not wanting to listen to Britt, her own family member, cost her ass. Because if she would have listened to Britt would have told. Britt was trying to tell her, like, you need Nina as an alibi, right? You need someone as an alibi. And she could have discussed the whole alibi thing with Britt. Because Drew ain't going to help you on that. He was the one that was shot. Mark can't help you on that. Who going to help you, Willow? See, Nina tried to tell her ass. Nina tried to tell her. Even though the video would have confirmed that she wasn't going to be her alibi anyways. But that's on Willow, though. That's on Willow. This is why you can't feel bad for Willow, because she just cooks herself every fucking time. Every time. Every time. The girl is hard-headed, bro. See, now, what do I think at this point? I've never ruled out Willow as a suspect, but she's an obvious red herring. But I also, at the same time, I don't fully believe that she might be the shooter. Because we thought the gun will put one of the Quartermaines as the shooter, and it hasn't. Now, the reason why this is coming up is because it was also revealed to Anna, because Dante had finally revealed to Anna about her stalking Daisy. So they started thinking, hey, maybe she could get ways to get in the mansion and all this other stuff, to get the gun, plan it on something, you know, whatever it is. It had always made sense to me if Michael wanted to protect Willow, you know, if he saw the crime scene. It always made sense for me with that. A lot of things are adding up that it could be Willow. I ain't gonna lie to you, it is. A lot of things are adding up more towards Willow doing the shooting. But the reason why I still don't think it's Willow all the way, I got my doubts, is because, first of all, it's the same reason why I never really thought Nina did it, even though I got her as a suspect. The reason why I never thought Nina, because I was like, why would Nina put her own daughter in jeopardy to not get her kids back? It's the same thing with Michael. Why would he shoot Drew and he'd be away from his kids in prison? It's the same thing with Willow. Why would Willow shoot Drew and Drew was trying to help her? Remember, Drew was trying to help her get the kids back. Why would she shoot someone else trying to help her? What is that going to accomplish for Willow? That's all I say. Make sure y'all watch the video I did yesterday. It was the last video for yesterday's episode. I go into some things on that with the shooting. It was when Michael basically first came to Liz's house to go see Willow. It was that video. Make sure y'all watch that one. Because like I said before, bro, it's a lot of things going on. But I'm telling you, I think that real shooter, I think they laughing, bro. That ain't nobody suspecting them right now. You know what I'm saying? It's very interesting. Very interesting. You could go in a lot of different directions with this too. A lot of different directions with this. You know what I'm saying? A lot of different directions. A lot of different directions. But I definitely still want to find out, like, why Michael was looking suspicious when he came over there to Liz's place. That's definitely interesting. That's definitely interesting to me. This is a weird one. That's how I told y'all. This shooting thing, this shooting mystery, it's got us thinking, and I'm nowhere close to figuring out who the hell did this shit. I'm nowhere close. I've given you a lot of suspects, but who do we really hone in on? Is this someone that we could really hone in on? Because I'm not honing in fully on Willow. I don't know who to really hone in on, because everyone got the same motive. Everyone, I mean, not the same exact motive, but like they got a motive to kill this jerk. But it's like, damn, who really sticks out to wanting to do this? Because the people who are the top suspects are the people who are involved in the custody hearing, which doesn't make any sense. This is why people like Danny and Scout stick out to me, because they don't have anything really to risk. You know what I'm saying? Like Michael, Carly, Willow, people like that dude, Nina, Portia Curtis. Everyone else is like, you know, they could do it without really thinking. And it makes sense if it's someone that's like Danny or Scott. That's probably the first time they ever really shot somebody. It's interesting, man. I definitely want to hear from y'all. What do y'all think, man? Go ahead and give me y'all thoughts on this. Give this video a like, share, subscribe. Thank y'all for watching this one. Soul Caps, y'all.